Welcome to the part 2 of light reactions non-cyclic electron flow. So we were reading about the photolysis of water, and in the process there are 5 reaction steps that releases 4 water derived protons into the thylakoid membrane. So when there is breakdown of water, the 4 protons which are derived from water goes to the thylakoid lumen. This oxygen evolving complex does not transfer electron directly to P680+, because there are 4 electrons which are released and P680+ can only accept 1 electron. That is the reason why this oxygen evolving complex does not directly transfer the electrons to the P680+. So the electron does not go directly from oxygen evolving complex to P680+. There is one electron carrier which is identified as Y2. Y2 functions between the oxygen evolving complex and P680+. So this is how it takes place. From oxygen evolving complex, one electron goes to Y2, and from Y2 the electron goes to P680+. So Y2 is that electron carrier which carries the electrons from the oxygen evolving complex to P680+. Now this Y2 is formed from the tyrosine residue. There is tyrosine residue in the D1 protein of the PS2 reaction center. From that tyrosine residue, your Y2 electron carrier is produced. There is PS2 reaction center, in that there is D1 protein. D1 protein has this tyrosine residue. From this tyrosine residue, the Y2 electron carrier is formed. This electron carrier is not named as Y2, it is named as YZ. So this YZ is that electron carrier which carries your electron from the oxygen evolving complex to P680+. It's YZ. YZ is produced from the tyrosine residue. So this is how the overall process looks like. This is S state. This is oxygen evolving complex. From S state it is going to S1, S2, S3, S4 and then back to S0. Now when it is going from S0 to S1, one electron is evolved. From S1 to S2 the second electron is evolved, and that's the same for S3 and S4. But when it goes from S4 to S0, oxygen is released and 2 H2O molecule are being utilized. And these electrons are not going directly to P680+. There is an electron carrier in between them, and that is YZ. So YZ carries all of this electron, and YZ transfers the electron to P680 one by one, one at a time, because P680 is only able to accept 1 electron and 4 electrons are coming, as you can see. So the function of YZ is to collect this 4 electron and then transfer this 4 electron one at a time to the P680. And once P680 gets electron, it gets photons as well, and then it goes to excited state, then it donates its high energy electron and the process continues. So this diagram is explaining the function of oxygen evolving complex that breaks the H2O into water, electrons and protons. So this P680, excited P680 gives its high energy electron to pheophytin. Now from this pheophytin the electron goes to plastoquinone. Now this plastoquinone, which is a chlorophyll, is present in PS2 as a tightly bound as well as loosely bound electron carrier. Now this plastoquinone, which exists as tightly bound and loosely bound electron carrier in the PS2, is of two types. Okay, plastoquinone is of two types, that is QA and QB. QA is the primary quinone, which is bound to D2, and QB is the secondary quinone, which is bound to D1. Okay, QA is bound to D2, QB is bound to D1. QA and QB are plastoquinone, which are present in your PS2, and they accept the electron from pheophytin. Plastoquinone is a photosynthetically active quinone, okay, which is present in PS2. Plastoquinone is photosynthetically active. Other photosynthetically active quinones are ubiquinone and menaquinone, and these two photosynthetically active quinones are present in green and purple photosynthetic bacteria. Your green and purple photosynthetic bacteria contains ubiquinone and menaquinone, which are photosynthetically active quinones. And plastoquinone is also a photosynthetically active quinone, and that is present in PS2. Now phylloquinone is also a photosynthetically active quinone, but this phylloquinone is present in PS1. So your PS2 has plastoquinone and PS1 has phylloquinone. Now this QB can accept 2 electrons and 2 protons, and this QB can form a fully reduced plastoquinol, which is also known as plastohydroquinone. Now this plastoquinone is of two types, QA and QB. QA and QB are plastoquinones. QA can form plastosemiquinone and QB can form plastohydroquinone. So when plastoquinone accepts 2 protons or 2 electrons, the plastoquinone gets reduced to plastoquinol. Okay, plastoquinone gets reduced to plastoquinol when it accepts 2 proton and 2 electrons. This plastoquinol diffuses in the membrane, and then this plastoquinol binds with the cytochrome B6F complex. Okay, the plastoquinol binds with the cytochrome B6F complex. Now cytochrome B6F complex lies between PS2 and PS1 in the electron transport system. Okay, this cytochrome B6F complex connects PS2 to PS1. So this cytochrome B6F complex is the connection between PS2 and PS1 in the electron transport chain. So what does this cytochrome B6F does? Okay, its function is to oxidize the plastoquinol. Okay, plastoquinol is oxidized by the cytochrome B6F. That is, cytochrome B6F accepts the electrons from the plastoquinol, and that is why it is oxidized. Okay, and the cytochrome B6F pumps protons from stroma to the thylakoid lumen. Okay, protons are transferred from stroma to the thylakoid membrane by cytochrome B6F. The cytochrome F oxidizes your plastoquinol by accepting the electrons, and then this cytochrome F transfers the electrons to a blue color protein which is known as plastocyanin. So from plastoquinol the electron goes to cytochrome F, and from that cytochrome F electron goes to plastocyanin. Plastocyanin, which receives an electron from the cytochrome B6F complex, is a small water-soluble copper-containing protein. Okay, plastocyanin transfers electron between cytochrome B6F complex and P700 plus. Okay, plastocyanin is a small water-soluble and copper-containing protein. So this is how it takes place. From cytochrome B6F complex, the electron goes to plastocyanin, and from plastocyanin, the electron goes to P700 plus. Now this plastocyanin protein is a monomer, and it resides in the lumen side of the thylakoid membrane. So there is thylakoid membrane, and at the lumen side of this thylakoid membrane, the plastocyanin protein resides. Now these cytochromes are electron transfer proteins. Okay, they transfer electrons. Cytochromes transfer electrons, and that is the reason why they are known as electron transfer proteins. The cytochromes contain heme as a prosthetic group. Okay, your cytochrome has a heme group, and that acts as a prosthetic group. Now, according to absorption spectra and chemical composition, on these two bases, the cytochromes are divided into three groups, that is cytochrome A, cytochrome B, and cytochrome C. Okay, these are the three groups of cytochromes, and this division is on the basis of the absorption spectra and chemical composition. So cytochromes are of three types: cytochrome A, cytochrome B, and cytochrome C. Now the cytochrome had three types: cytochrome A, cytochrome B, and cytochrome C. But in photosynthetic organisms, mainly cytochrome B and cytochrome C are found. Okay, photosynthetic organisms have cytochrome B and cytochrome C. There is very less cytochrome A present in photosynthetic organism that you can make assumption. Now this cytochrome B is present as cytochrome B6F complex, and this cytochrome B6F complex resembles the cytochrome BC1, which is present in mitochondria and anoxygenic photosynthetic organisms. Okay, your mitochondria and anoxygenic photosynthetic organisms have the cytochrome BC1, which resembles the cytochrome B6F, which is present in the electron transport chain. So the photosynthetic organisms have cytochrome B, cytochrome C. The cytochrome B is present as cytochrome B6F complex. Now this cytochrome B6F complex has one RISC iron sulfur protein. RISC iron sulfur protein is there in the cytochrome B6F complex. This cytochrome B6F complex also has two cytochrome B and cytochrome C molecules. Okay, so this iron sulfur protein, two molecules of cytochrome B, two molecules of cytochrome C are there in your cytochrome B6F complex. So this cytochrome B6F complex transfers the electron from plastoquinol to plastocyanin. This plastocyanin is a water-soluble protein. So this is how it works. Plastoquinol gives its electron to cytochrome B6F, and from cytochrome B6F the electron goes to plastocyanin. Plastoquinol, cytochrome B6F, and then to plastocyanin. Now similar to mitochondrial complex 3, the cytochrome B6F mediate the Q cycle. Okay, that is quinone cycle. Okay, in cytochrome B6, the cytochrome B6 mediates the Q cycle. What is Q cycle? Okay, the cytochrome B6F mediates Q cycle, but what is Q cycle? In Q cycle, what happens is that the electron pass from plastoquinol to cytochrome one at a time. Okay, the electron passes from plastoquinol to cytochrome one at a time. That is, only one electron goes from the plastoquinol to cytochrome. That is Q cycle, and that Q cycle is mediated by the cytochrome B6F. This Q cycle results in pumping of protons across the membrane. Okay, there is pumping of proton across the membrane because of this Q cycle. In chloroplast, the direction of proton movement is from the stromal compartment to the thylakoid lumen. So consider that this is a chloroplast. The protons goes from the stroma to the lumen of the thylakoids. Okay, this is how it goes. This is stroma, this is lumen of the thylakoid. The direction of proton movement is from the stroma into the thylakoid lumen. So this is how it looks like. The PS2 units are located in the uppressed region. Okay, in the uppressed region you have your PS2, and the PS1 and ATP synthase are located in the non-uppressed region. As you can see that the PS2 and the ATP synthase are there at the non-uppressed membranes, and the cytochrome B6F is distributed uniformly throughout the membrane system. Okay, that is, cytochrome B6F is present in non-uppressed as well as uppressed membranes. Now at the core of photosystem 1 there is a special pair of chlorophyll molecule, chlorophyll A molecule. That special pair of chlorophyll A molecule which is present at the core of photosystem 1 is known as P700. So P700 is a special pair of chlorophyll A molecule which is present at the core of photosystem 1. Now when this P700 accepts a photon, it becomes excited P700. This is how you represent the excited P700. So normal P700 goes into the excited state upon the absorption of the photon. Now the P700 has become excited. Now from this excited P700, the excited electron goes to A0. A0 accepts the excited electron from P700, and this A0 is a modified chlorophyll molecule. The A0, which is a modified chlorophyll molecule which is accepting the excited electron from P700, this A0 is a primary electron acceptor of photosystem 1. Okay, the photosystem 1 has a primary electron acceptor, and that primary electron acceptor of photosystem 1 is A0. Now this P700 has the excited electron, and this excited P700 gives its excited electron to A0, and this excited P700 becomes P700 plus. Now this acts as an electron acceptor, and this P700 plus accepts electron from plastocyanin and becomes normal P700. So plastocyanin gives the electron to P700 plus. Now this excited P700, by absorbing the photon, becomes excited P700, and it gives its high energy electron to A0, and after that this P700 molecule becomes positive, and after that the positive P700 molecule absorbs the electron from the plastocyanin and then again becomes normal P700. So that is how the process works. So this A0 accepts the excited electron from P700 excited, and then it becomes reduced A0. Okay, now this reduced A0 passes its electron to A1. Now what is A1? A1 is known as phyloquinone and also vitamin K1. So this phyloquinone, or you can also call it as vitamin K1, accepts the electron from the reduced A0. Now from this A0, from this A1, the electron transfers to a series of iron sulfur complexes such as Fx, Fa, Fb. Okay, from A0 the electron goes to A1, and from this A1 the electron goes to a series of iron sulfur complexes which are known as Fx, Fa and Fb. So from A0 the electron goes to A1, and from A1 the electron goes to iron sulfur complexes. Now this three iron sulfur proteins, that is Fx, Fa and Fb, are 4 iron 4 sulfur type of proteins. Now from this iron sulfur complexes the electron is transferred to ferredoxin. Okay, from iron sulfur complexes the electron is received by Fd, that is ferredoxin. Now this ferredoxin is a small water soluble iron sulfur protein. It is a small protein, it is soluble in water and it contains iron and sulfur, ferredoxin. So this FNR, which is also known as flavoprotein ferredoxin NADP plus reductase, is an enzyme which transfer the electrons from the reduced ferredoxin to the NADP plus, and NADP plus becomes NADPH. So electron goes from Fd to NADP plus, and this is catalyzed by FNR. Fd is your reduced ferredoxin and FNR is the enzyme which transfers the electron from Fd to NADP plus, and this FNR is known as flavoprotein ferredoxin NADP plus reductase. So this diagram represents the overview of non-cyclic electron flow. So what happens is, there is your photosystem 2. It absorbs photon and then it becomes excited, and then it gives away its electron to PS1, and then it accepts the electron from the water. When water becomes O2 and 4H plus, it gives away its electron, which is accepted by PS2, the P680 plus in the PS2, and it becomes P680 again. Now the electrons goes from PS2 to PS1. PS1 again absorbs photon, it becomes excited, it gives away its electron, and to compensate that, it accepts the electron from the PS2. Now these electrons which are released here, these electrons combine with 2 NADP plus and 4H plus ions, and this gives the 2 NADPH. Okay, so this is non-cyclic electron flow. Okay, there is no cycle, this is one way. Electron is going from the H2O to the NADPH. That is how it is taking place. So for each electron which is transferred from water to NADP plus, for that each electron 2 photons are absorbed by each photosystem. Okay, so there are 2 photosystems. That means to transfer 1 electron from H2O to NADP plus, 4 photons are being absorbed by 2 photosystems, that is PS1 and PS2. Now to form one O2 molecule, there needs to be transfer of 4 electrons from 2 H2O molecule to 2 NADP plus. Okay, When there is transfer of 4 electrons from 2 H2O molecules to 2 NADP plus, there is formation of 1 O2 molecule. Now for this to occur, the 8 photons must be absorbed by each photosystem. So when PS1 and PS2 will absorb 8 photons separately, then there would be transfer of 4 electrons from the H2O and to NADP plus, and then there will be formation of one O2 molecule. So one O2 molecule formation requires 16 photons, 8 photon by PS1 and 8 photons by PS2.